Hello and welcome back to the channel. We have another Ezra Miller story today, and this one gets a little more complex, so let's just jump right in. So of course you've heard the story by now of the mother and the children that were staying with Ezra Miller at his home in Vermont. That's his farm. He has a farm there. Well, apparently you've probably heard the allegations around the fact that there was guns laying around, that there was bullets laying around. That one child actually ended up with bullets in his mouth or something like that. So anyways, what's the truth? This all came out in this Rolling Stone article. What is interesting and what I'm wanting to report on today is the other side of the story, and then a little bit of a follow-up from there. So apparently, again, according to this Rolling Stone report, Miller was hosting a 25-year-old mother and her 3 young children at his Vermont farm. And the living arrangement apparently worried the children's father, and there were others that also knew of this situation. Now, the 2 sources with knowledge of the situation expressed their concern to Rolling Stone initially and said it was an unsafe environment for the children because of the guns and whatnot. And the alleged loose bullet which a child put in their mouth. And look, I'm not going to say that the bullet is going to go off in the child's mouth, but what is a concern is if the child actually swallows the bullet, and could there be some harm, right? I would also be concerned if there were small magnets or small Legos or small batteries laying around for the child to put in their mouth and swallow. I mean, you have to take caution and care when you have young children like that. Now, this same article also covered the fact that Miller apparently helped this woman and her children escape an alleged violent and abusive ex. So the father is being portrayed as potentially violent and abusive. And Ezra Miller now here is being portrayed as possibly providing a safe environment. The mother, who, like the father, Rolling Stone didn't name, claims that Miller had helped her actually escape her violent and abusive ex, and quote said, "helped me finally have a safe environment for my 3 young children." Now, Ezra's home, of course, has been a, quote, healing haven for us, according to her. Yes, he may have firearms for self-defense purposes, but they are stored in a part of the house that the children never go in, and the kids are able to relax, and they're able to heal because of the safety and the nurturing environment that Ezra is providing them. These are all according to the mother. So this is a side of the story that I haven't heard before, and I thought, well, this is interesting, so let's go ahead and provide this information. Now, apparently, way back in the 26th of June, the woman who is identified now as Anna Rosa, that's the mother of the 2 children, contested these accusations against Miller that were originally seen in this Rolling Stone article. And she said that they needed to provide context. Now, she claimed that the bullets and drugs lying around was entirely false. And she also had said that she had been awarded full custody of her children because her ex-partner, was actually abusive. She also claimed that CPS and police both evaluated her new living arrangements, presumably with Miller, and confirmed that it was, quote, a healthy environment. Again, something that I hadn't heard before, and I thought these are all very interesting things. This was actually also tweeted about. So there's this tweet here from, I don't know, AJ Black Adam era. Important context on the Ezra Miller situation. I've just spoken with @SavageCalypso, the mother with the 3 children with Ezra. Mother is safe. There's no bullets lying around. There's no drugs lying around. So much BS. What do we think of this? I don't know. Again, who knows what to think of this at this point in time. Apparently, the mother further provided an interview to a Portuguese magazine where she provided her side of the story and discredits each of the Rolling Stone article's claims against Ezra Miller, and is calling Ezra Miller a hero in this whole situation. What do you think of the complaints involving Ezra Miller? Do you think they are distorting the actor's attitudes to achieve clicks and audience in gossip vehicles? So, the implication there is that Rolling Stone, I guess, is just a gossip rag now. And the response is, I think that what people are trying to accuse Ezra of is a serious thing. If it was true, I understand why people are responding the way they are. And that's why it's really lethal to accuse someone of these things when they're innocent, because it's unfair the way the public is reacting to something that is a real threat. If it was real, but none of it is, not one single thing. All of this heat belongs on someone like my ex. Okay, so that's apparently a quote or paraphrase of the mother there. Now, in addition, so you can see here, this was the interview in this, I don't know, this Portuguese magazine. I don't read Portuguese, but it's Cabana do Leitor. So you can see that here. And then she also apparently uploaded a YouTube video to her channel, but that video has since been taken down. So what do we think of this? Well, here's a little bit of another concerning turn though to this, and that is this: the mother and 3 kids who were living with Ezra Miller in Vermont are now apparently reported missing. Nobody can seem to find them. What's going on here? Nobody really knows. Vermont State Police and Vermont Child Services are searching for a 25-year-old woman and her 3 children who were reportedly living with Ezra Miller. Police fear for the safety of the woman and her kids aged 5, 4, and 1 and have reason to believe Ezra Miller may be concealing their whereabouts, according to Rolling Stone. Officers showed up at the Stamford, Vermont farm in August where they believed the young family was staying. They attempted to serve the children's mother with an emergency care order requested by the state's attorney's office, but the police could not locate her. And according the order reportedly demanded that the kids be removed from both the residence and their mother's care. So that is a little bit of an additional turn. So now the state seems to be as concerned about these children as everyone else is, and they no longer seem to believe what the mother is telling them. I don't know what is going on here. Very confusing information indeed. The mother and her children had been living with Miller on the 96-acre farm since mid-April after they met him in Hawaii in March. That was a banner trip for him, of course. The emergency care order was intended to protect the children's safety, according to page 6. Sources close to the situation pointed to an unsafe environment for the children. So these are the allegations that the mom claims don't exist. I don't know. I would think that if the cops had gone there, they would have seen these things, or maybe they didn't really look very hard. I don't know. Maybe it's difficult to ascertain these things, but I would think if you go up to a house, you could search around the house and see, and if it's actually a safe or unsafe environment. I mean, guns and bullets laying around and drugs or anything like that would be pretty obvious, I would think. So in any case, they claim an unsafe environment, alleging Miller routinely left, again, firearms unattended around the home. Video footage, oh, this is interesting here. Video footage reportedly shows weapons situated next to the children's toys. So that's where that claim comes from. It comes from a video. That's pretty firm documentation. It's kind of hard to refute when someone shows a video and says, well, look, this is the actual situation. Who should we believe here? I don't know. Another source claimed the 1-year-old child put a loose bullet in their mouth. Okay. Apparently, police reportedly spent nearly an hour speaking to the disgraced star at the residence on Tuesday. Wow. Okay, so Miller was there, but they weren't. This is interesting that these people were able to find and track down Miller, and yet nobody else seems to think that they can find him, or they act like they can't find him or don't know where he is. Apparently, he's at his Vermont farm. And this is dated August 11th is when this is from. So this is from just a few days ago. So why hasn't he been served at this residence his temporary restraining order? I don't know. Again, everybody's acting like they can't find this guy, and yet this here claims that he's actually at his Vermont farm. Police reportedly spent nearly half an hour speaking to the disgraced star at the residence Tuesday. The state attorney's office claimed Miller was attempting to evade service of the emergency care order after alleging the woman and her children hadn't lived on the farm for months. That is concerning, to say the least. If nobody can find this woman and nobody can find her children, and they're no longer staying with Ezra, then where are they at? That is definitely a concern. Concern continues to grow for the missing woman and her youngsters. The young woman used to post on social media daily from Miller's property, but she has been completely absent from social media since mid-July. So there we have it. Not only did this lady come out and for some reason claim that none of these things were happened, but then video comes out to refute what she says, which definitely places an interesting spin on her actions, claiming that none of this is really going on when there's video showing that there are weapons being stored next to children's toys. And then it calls into question everything she said. Maybe that's why she pulled down that particular video that she placed on YouTube. And it definitely calls into question everything she said in her interview, where she claimed this wasn't happening, and yet we have video evidence that at least some of these allegations are actually true. And now, of course, nobody can find her, nobody can find the children, and nobody could find Ezra Miller, but he's actually at his Vermont farm. But again, the concern about what has happened to this mother and her 3 kids, it remains, and it just calls into question, why is Ezra Miller, not being questioned more seriously in this? I would think that they would really want to bring him in and start questioning him in depth about the timeline, exactly when this lady supposedly left, and what situation she left under, where she was going, what is, what is the information that Ezra Miller has in relation to this woman and where she may have been heading? Because it seems irresponsible to take a woman from Hawaii and say, yeah, come to my farm, hang out here, you'll be safe here. And then the next thing you know, she disappears from that farm and he's got no idea where she is. And she's obviously not near any kind of family who are probably back in Hawaii. Very concerning indeed. Let me know, what do you think? What happened to this woman? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Very concerning indeed. Just another thing related to Ezra Miller that just doesn't make sense, why nobody is pursuing this individual more seriously when it comes to all of these incidents that surround him. If you want to continue to smash the narrative, then smash the like, subscribe, and share buttons, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. If you want to support the channel, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/Brett Smashy and show your support.